Hello, good afternoon. I hope you're having a good day. I'm having a pretty good day. Went on Monday. I was working on that lesson for applying the quintuplets, and there was that one groove I was having trouble with, and I said I was going to practice. I said I was going to practice it off stream, and I did. And now I can do that, and I'll show you here in a sec. I was looking at the comments on that video though, and I wasn't the only one that noticed a little spike in difficulty on that video. It was just the comments were just full of, "Wow, this is cool and interesting, but wow, this is way harder than the last lesson," or "I don't feel like I know how to do parts of this." But I got my actually I sat at my desk for a while I was working and just kind of tapped out the uh, the rhythm or the groove, and then I came over, turned on my metronome, and just started looping it, and now it sounds something like this. Something like that. So now it works a lot better, or it sounds a lot better, it feels a lot better. So I'm going to start doing something a little different today, and I'm going to still be doing the lesson, but before I start the lesson, I'm going to start looking at one of the challenge courses on Drumeo. In particular, I wanted to do this odd time challenge because I want to learn how to play in all time. I feel limited in 4/4, and so I want to expand outward a bit. The course is taught by Nick Collins, who is the son of Phil Collins, who is a very famous drummer from the band Genesis. And I forget what song they had him do. He participated in the Drum Me Here song for the first time series that they do. And so I'm not going to be able to do all these on stream because it is a daily thing. But I'll do the ones that I can as they land on stream days, and I'll get started right now. This is just the welcome video, not the day one video.
Dude, this is gonna kill me. I need to like chill out and like just relax a little bit. Feel the cameras going. Welcome to 30 Day Odd Time. My name is Nick Collins and I'm super excited to help introduce you to the world of odd time signatures. Before we start the challenge, let's cover a few details to help you get ready. Stay in the zone. For 30 days, you'll play the drums with me every day. Starting from day one, we'll be playing along with real music. You're going to learn 3 of the most commonly used odd time signatures and some grooves and fills that work well in each of them. We're going to learn a ghost note groove in 5/4, a syncopated snare groove in 7/8, and a floor tom groove in 9/8. When class starts, we'll begin each week by learning a new part of the 30-day odd time song, Quantum Shift, written by the amazing Kaz Rodriguez. From Monday to Friday, we'll play these parts together for 10 minutes a day. Remember, there's no pressure. The goal is to have fun and start building your odd time skills over the next 30 days. I'll see you on day 1. I'll be working up a sweat by the end of this, you know?
So they actually have the days locked so that you can't skip ahead. You can only do one per day. I don't know if but he was using cymbals with holes in them. And those are low volume cymbals. They're like 80% quieter than regular cymbals. Some of them have really nice tones for certain things.
Hey guys, it's Nick Collins here, and welcome to day 1 of 30-day odd time. Sorry, what'd you mean? In these first 5 days, we're gonna be learning how to play in 5/4. Most of the music you hear every day is in 4/4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to 1. All we're gonna do is add 1 extra beat at the end and count to 5. By the end of these 5 days, we'll be playing a groove that sounds a little something like this. Alright, so let's get started. Grab your sticks. We're gonna start off with a 4/4 money beat, just between the hi-hat, kick, and the snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just getting warmed up here. Simple 4/4 money beat. Alright, now coming up, we're gonna add that 5th beat. It's gonna do nothing except keep the hi-hat going, so it's gonna feel a little weird at first, a little empty. But don't be afraid to count through it, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. So don't be afraid. If you mess it up, it's just 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple money beat with extra spots. Just that 5th beat that's empty. Alright, and now coming up, all we're gonna do is on that 5th beat that's empty right now with just the hi-hats, we're gonna add a snare. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this just start feeling a little bit more like a groove now. Something that starts to make a little bit more sense. It might be helpful to focus in on those last 2 beats. So 4 and 5, 4, 5.
Ain't too bad.
Alright, now instead of that snare that's on the 5th beat, we're gonna change it to a kick. And it should sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. you got those 2 kicks in a row on the 5 and the 1. Again, these are starting to feel more like grooves. All right, now all we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this going, but we're gonna switch it over from the hi-hat to the ride. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hopefully now it's starting to feel a bit more comfortable. Still keeping that core groove going on. Nice and easy. No, don't overthink it, and don't be afraid to count if you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a crash on 1 every 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna add a snare fill every 4 bars on that 5th beat. It's gonna sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's on that 5th beat. So just a simple 16th note fill. This is going to be our last go. Last 4 bars, we'll be ending here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there you go. Great work, guys. That's a simple introduction on how to play 5/4. So I'll see you for day 2.
That was not as difficult as I thought it would be, honestly. I don't know if it's because of the way he broke it down or what, but I thought that would be a excuse me, that would be a lot more difficult than it actually was. All right, but it won't let us do day 2 until tomorrow, which you won't get to see because I'll be offline, but you'll get to see day 3. All right, and like I said, I did manage to learn that one groove that was giving me trouble when we were looking at this video on Monday, which was this one. Yeah, so I can do that one now. So we're going to go ahead and move on to single paradiddle.
Next rudiment is the paradiddle. Those are paradiddles.
So fast.
You want to get
Such
your paradiddles
speed.
this fast? You got to start slow. We're going to work on this rudiment one stroke at a time, very slowly, the right way, very efficiently, so you can play them fast. Okay, but don't be in a hurry to play them fast. Get all these rudiments right as you play them slow. Get them down. Get the technique down that we're showing you, and then eventually, as you increase the tempo gradually, you'll be playing paradiddles that fast in no time. I want you to play it with me. It starts with one accent and then 3 soft notes. The sticking is right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. We're going to play this very slow as 8th notes at 60 beats per minute. Let's play it with me. You ready? 1, 2, 3, and play and. Paradiddle, 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 stop. That was at 60 beats per minute. Let's bring it up a little bit to 90 beats per minute. Actually, that's quite a bit. You can go at smaller increments when you're practicing. But for the sake of the film, this lesson, we're going to jump up to 90 beats per minute. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and play and. Paradiddle, 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 stop. To teach the paradiddle, I need to talk a little bit about technique. We're going to get in detail into these strokes in level 3. So for now, we're going to work on this next exercise, and I want you to, everybody start with your right stick up, left stick down. Got it? Right stick up, left stick down. We're going to play an accent, but then leave the stick close to the head. And then the next note, we're going to lift this left stick. So I'm going to be in this position when I'm done. So it goes like this. 1 and. Now I'm in position for another paradiddle. We'll do it again. 1 and. Ready, go. 1 and. Ready, go. 1 and. Ready, go. 1 and. Okay? So this next exercise, we're going to do that for one measure. 1 and, 3 and, 1 and, 3 and. And in the second measure, we're going to add the double, or the diddle. So we have a paradiddle, paradiddle. All right, so I want you to try this with me. Remember, one measure, just playing the first 2 notes. The next measure, we play all 4 notes. We'll do this 4 times at 60 beats per minute. Got your right stick up? Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and play and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we add the diddle. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Notice how slow my stick goes up right here? It's got to flow. Keep it continuous. The smoother this is, the faster you'll be able to play it. Smooth as butter. Let's do it again. One more time. Smooth. Smooth. Suave. Excellent. How'd it go? Is it smooth? Are your strokes nice and smooth? Not a lot of tension except for right when you stop the stick? You know what we're doing? We're practicing really fast paradiddles slowly. All right, I have another great exercise for you. Now, notice the paradiddles, we have two volumes. We have the accents and we have the taps. We don't want any more than two volumes. So we want the taps to be quite soft. We call those ghost notes because they're soft, ghost notes. So we're going to play those soft, and the taps we want, or the accents we want loud, okay? So we want as much contrast between the two as possible and makes them sound funky. So we're going to play one measure of paradiddles at 16th notes with no accents, all the same volume, and then one measure with one accent at the beginning of the rudiment. And we're going to do this 4 times. Now remember, watch me, imitate me, okay? Get your sticks out, got your pad, make sure you have the beads in the front, okay? Here we go. Paradiddles at 60 beats per minute.
Hey,
1,
Denali, how's it
2,
going?
ready, and play, and. Make sure your taps stay right there when you add the accent. One more time. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. How'd you do? Was that too fast?
I'm doing pretty
Was it
good.
too slow? All right, so these videos are meant for everybody. If it's too fast, just take the metronome and lower it. Lower the metronome and work on them slow until they're very comfortable. You want to be comfortable with that tempo, with whatever tempo you're at. So there's no shame in slowing down. Remember that. Okay? If it's too slow and you got these, then pick up the tempo. Work on getting them faster. Okay, your assignment now is to work on paradiddles and the 2 exercises I showed you. Start at 60 beats per minute and then get them up to maybe at least 80 before moving on, but everybody's different, so, but move in small increments and get as fast as you can where you're comfortable. Remember, if you start getting tense, you need to slow it back down. So paradiddles, very important rudiment. You're going to use this rudiment a lot or some sort of configuration of this rudiment. Remember, these rudiments are just the foundation. We're going to alter them as we go along, but it's really important to get this one down very well. Next lesson on the drum set, we're going to apply this one to the kit. This one has some pretty cool applications. You're going to love it. See you there.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I had a pretty nice day. It's nice weather outside, so I can't really complain. I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the stream. I started learning 5/4 instead of just 4/4. So you know how most of the time it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and he taught something that was more like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and yeah. Voice is low. How about now? How's that? Any better? Do you hear me over the drums? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. So yeah, he taught the groove I was just doing, which is in 5/4, and that's going to be a 30-day thing. So it unlocks one lesson per day. They're about 10 minutes long. So I'll start doing those, and then the ones that land on stream day will get to be on stream. So that'll be fun. And then apparently by the end of it, we'll be able to play a song that has 3 different time signatures, none of which are 4/4. I also learned that groove that I was having trouble with before, the one I was struggling with on the quintuplets lesson. Apparently, I wasn't the only one struggling with that one, if the comments are anything to go by. But yeah, that groove and fill sounds like this. Or something like that. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn my drums down so that they wouldn't overpower the lesson. Yeah. So yeah, I can do that now after some practice.
The single paradiddle. This makes a great groove. We're just going to put the right hand on the hi-hat, left hand on the snare. So let me tell you a couple things about articulation, though. Okay, for the accent, we have the hi-hat set up so we can play accents with the shoulder of the stick on the edge of the cymbal. And what you want to make sure is that your hi-hat's in the right place. You don't want it too high or too low. So a good way to check is just take your arm and have at a right angle, just like this, and point. You should be pointing right at the edge of the hi-hat. Boom. Right.
So I know that he is a professional drummer, and I'm sure that this is good general guidance, but I don't necessarily agree with it all the time. I think it depends. So like if I've noticed that a lot of jazz players, they have their hi-hats pretty low, and I think that that's so they can hit it with the tip of their stick more easily. But rock and metal drummers are hitting it with the edge of their stick the vast majority of the time, and it's easier to do that if you have your hi-hat higher up than his.
Right there, okay? So make sure it's set up right, it's not too low, so you can get those accents. The reason being is you want to play accents here, and then the taps here, okay? For the snare drum, you want to make sure the accents are loud and the ghost notes soft. Not too loud, you don't need to swing for the fences, just keep it right here, and then ghost notes soft, okay?
Contact
so here's
matters.
the paradiddle. Okay, there's a couple.
Hold on, I'm going to practice this real quick. I keep messing up that last one. You know, I'm actually messing up the third one, I think, and it's causing me to mess up the fourth one. I think I kind of got it down.
A couple other things we have to be aware of is on the right hand, I'm playing what we call a French grip. The thumb is on top, and I'm bringing the stick up to play the taps, the soft notes. All right? So
My
be
thumb
careful of
is
that.
not directly
and
up. Mine's
we're going to add the
little
bass drum
off center.
on 1 and then 3 in. Nice little groove, right? Now what's going to make this funky is the contrast between the taps and the accents. So make sure the taps are really soft as you can get them. In fact, you may even want to practice it with no accents, just like we did on the pad. How soft can you play that? All right, so let's try the groove. 1, 2, ready, go. Next, we're going to play a fill using.
I want to practice that just a little bit more. makes it hard is making sure that that first hit is an accent and the other ones are not. Oh, it's not a difficult pattern. It's just doing the accent that makes it hard. So so just like the other groove from Monday that I practiced off stream, and I can do that now. I'm gonna practice this one some more off stream and report back on Friday, and we'll see how I improve with it.
We're going to play a fill using the paradiddle. So let's just put the accents on the cymbals with the bass drum, and then everything else on the snare drum. So an accent on the cymbal, beat on the bow. We don't want to play crashes just yet.
So I guess this is also a good point. So with the pattern we've been doing the accent by hitting one note harder than the other. But that's not the only way to accent. In he's also accenting with a crash instead of just doing a louder note.
And then
Something
all the
for
taps
me to
as
remember.
soft as you can get them. So it goes like this. 2, 3, and. You can end with a crash. Watch it. You want the beat on the bow for those accents. All right? So let's play a little rock groove and one measure, and then one measure with the fill. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, let's do another fill using paradiddles. This time, we're just going to put the right hand on.
I don't know. If I were to make a guess, I would guess that he comes from a jazz background. There's a few things that make me think that that he might come from a jazz background, and maybe you can look this up on Wikipedia or something. I think his name is Dr. John Wooten or something like that, nicknamed Dr. Throwdown. But here's some things that make me think that he might be a jazz drummer. First of all, jazz drummers are obsessive about their ghost notes because they play a very quiet genre, right? They are obsessive about being able to do very quiet ghost notes. I'm also noticing some things about his setup. For example, he has, like I talked about, the low hi-hat. But you'll also notice that if you look at how I'm sitting, my legs are almost horizontal. My knees are just a little bit lower than my hips. But the way he's sitting, his knees are way higher than his hips. And that's something I see with jazz drummers more often than with other genres. Although I do see it with some metal drummers, but not nearly as often. But I kind of suspect he's not a metal drummer. His setup is also a bit of a hint to me. Got a very minimalist setup, which is common for jazz. But I could be wrong. Maybe you can look him up for me and let me know what his background actually is, because I'm kind of curious now.
Floor tom, left hand on the snare drum. It's going to sound like a jungle groove, jungle boogie. All right. So we're going to do the groove again, the rock groove, and then the fill's going to be floor tom and snare drum like this. With a crash. That's it. You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Paradiddles on the drum set.
That one
It
felt pretty
creates some
easy.
nice grooves, some nice fills. Now we can change the accents, we can change the rhythm, and we come up with all kinds of stuff.
So I think one thing that pattern brings out, like I think that the large toms express this more than the smaller toms do. But of course, when we hit the snare at different volumes, it does sound a little different, right? We got. But when you hit the snare or the big tom at different volumes, it sounds, in my opinion, a lot different or a lot more variance. I don't know if it's just me, but I think it sounds way different to me, and I think the paradiddle thing they doing kind of brings that out. I don't know. Random thoughts.
On the drum set. Let me just do, for example, just as a groove, if I start with paradiddles, I might move the diddle around a little bit, move the accent around a little bit, add in some bass drum, but this is really just paradiddles. And if you work at them, it won't be long before you're doing something like this. Okay, so your assignment is to work on this groove, paradiddles, adding the bass drum, and then the two fills with the cymbals, and then with the floor tom, the jungle boogie fill, all right? Get those down and work on paradiddles, and then be creative. Think about all the different ways you could play paradiddles on the different surfaces. You can move the accent around, you can move the diddles around, you can play on the cymbals, the hi-hat, on the rim. You got so many instruments right here. You can make paradiddles sound a million different ways by never even changing the sticking. Okay, so that's paradiddles on the drum set. Go have fun with it.
Paradiddles are fun. I find them difficult to apply, but they are fun to practice. Let's see, how long is the next lesson? Yeah, we'll do one more lesson.
Triple paradiddles. Hey, repeat after me. I love rudiments. Really? Me too. I love rudiments. Wow, that's great. We have that in common. Okay, so now we're going to go the triple.
You know, there's a channel on YouTube called EMC Productions, and he does a series where he plays. He mainly does marching band stuff, so he takes all kinds of different things and tests how good they are for drums. So he's taking things like everything from a rubber chicken to table to chairs to barrels to glassware. It's kind of interesting, some of the stuff that works and some of the stuff that doesn't.
Paradiddle. I love the triple paradiddle. It's like the double paradiddle, but it's a triple paradiddle. We're going to add 2 more notes onto the double paradiddle, which added 2 notes onto the single paradiddle. It's quite simple. So it is now right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. That's a lot of right and lefts. I suggest you count it like this. I'm a triple paradiddle. You're a triple paradiddle. They're a triple paradiddle. We're a triple paradiddle. Triple paradiddle. Okay, so we're going to start this one out at 90 beats per minute. But I want to remind you about the strokes again. The first one is a downstroke, and then we have several taps. And all you have to remember is the note before the diddle on all the paradiddle rudiments is an upstroke, okay? So it's like this when I talk about the strokes. Downstroke, tap, 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 up diddle. I'm a triple pair, up diddle. I want you to get that upstroke smooth. Smooth as what? Butter. Smooth as butter. Right, okay, so here we go. 90 beats per minute.
Really exaggerating that accent there a little bit, didn't he?
1, 2, ready, go. I'm a triple pair, up diddle. I'm a triple pair, up diddle. You're a triple pair, up diddle. We're a triple pair, up diddle. They're a triple pair, up diddle. What's a triple pair, up diddle? This is a triple pair, up diddle. All right, how'd you do? If you're struggling, once again, rewind, work on it, watch me, get the motion down. The motion, I can't tell you how important that is. The motion of the stick. Just watch the stick and the flow. Once again, what we're doing is we're practicing speed slowly, okay? We're gonna speed it up a little bit. Now, the only thing that's gonna change, besides the tempo, is our stick heights. We're gonna bring that down a little bit. I'm not gonna raise the stick quite so high for the accents. Taps, still the same level. Maybe at the most 2 inches off the drum, okay? We want to keep those soft. We want as much contrast on the taps and the accents as possible. Remember that. That's what's going to create groove, is that contrast. Here we go. This is at 130 beats per minute. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. I'm a triple pair, up diddle. I'm a triple pair, up diddle. What's a triple pair, up diddle? This is a triple pair, up diddle. Once again, the motion. Get the motion. Check this out. Those are triple paradiddles. And you notice I'm not struggling. They're fairly fast, but I'm not struggling. That's the trick, to keep relaxed and play with good technique. And you'll get them fast and sounding great. Now I have an exercise to work on the triple paradiddles, similar to the one we did with single paradiddles and double paradiddles. We're going to do it with no accents, then we're going to do it with one accent on the beginning of the rudiment, back to no
finally
accents,
using the accent
and then we're going to
symbol.
have 3 accents on the first, third, and fifth note of the rudiment. Now, the reason we're doing this is to keep the taps at a low height when we add the accents. So we want to play them all with no accents, and then when we add the accents, I don't want any of the taps to change in volume or height. Keep them all right there, nice and even. That's what we want to focus on, okay? So let's try it. This is triple paradiddle. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. I'm a triple paradiddle. 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 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm a triple paradiddle. I'm a triple. I'm a triple paradiddle. I'm a triple paradiddle. I'm a triple. Bounce, bounce, squeeze. Bounce, bounce, squeeze. I'm a triple paradiddle. I'm a triple pair, up diddle. I'm a triple pair, up diddle. I'm a triple diddle. I'm a triple paradiddle.
I'm messing up. I keep doing a regular paradiddle instead of the triple one. So let me try this here. Yeah, I keep adding in a regular. I keep doing it like a regular paradiddle instead of doing a triple paradiddle, and that's throwing off the count and the sticking. Yeah, see, I'm starting right. I'm starting on the right track, and then it keeps turning into like regular paradiddles. I'm gonna have to break that habit in order to be able to do it consistently, which might be another thing I have to practice off stream.
I'm a triple
I got a lot of
paradiddle.
homework.
Bounce, bounce, squeeze up. Bounce, bounce, squeeze up. That's a triple paradiddle. It's a long rudiment. It's 8 notes. It's one of the longest. But your assignment is to work on triple paradiddles. Try to get them up to 130 beats per minute, the 8th note.
I think that's achievable.
Okay? If you
Pretty
can't,
achievable.
that's okay. Work on them and get them up to as fast as you can. If you can go past that, that's okay too. We're all different. We all have different experience levels. But that's a kind of a goal we're going to set, around 130. And then work on this exercise I just showed you. Remember, keep the taps all at the same volume. You might want to practice the first measure over and over with no accents. No accents. Just all the same volume. And then start adding accents. And remember, you could put in other accents as well. You could play the first and the fourth note of the triple paradiddle. Try that. That's a challenge. First and fourth note of the triple paradiddle, accent those. Okay, so that's it. We're going to show some ways you could put this around the kit, mostly probably on a groove, the triple paradiddle, but it's a great stick control exercise. We've got single, double, triple. Whew. All right, paradiddles. I love rudiments too.
All right, so I guess it's good that we're making that the last lesson for today, because obviously I have stuff that I need to practice tomorrow and hopefully be better at it for Friday's stream. So I'm going to go ahead and stop doing the Drumeo stuff for today and just jam for a little bit. All right, let's pick a song to play. Well, I don't do Super Beats very often, but I do like me some Rob Zombie. His stuff tends to have a pretty simple groove, so should be fun. That's the end of the song. I got time for like one or two more, so let's see. Oh, I haven't played this one in a while either. This should be fun. I probably should have turned on the metronome for that last one, if I'm honest.
Baby, can you see? I'm calling. A guy like you should be warning. It's dangerous. I'm falling. There's no escape. I can't wait. I need a hit. Baby, give me it. You're dangerous. I'm loving it. I can't come down. My head's spinning round and round. Do you feel me now? Taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under the taste of a poison in paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that's a toxic? And I love what you do, don't you know that's a toxic? It's getting late to give you up. I took a sip from the devil's cup. Slowly, it's taking over me. I can't come down. Losing my head spinning round and round. Do you feel me now? With the taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under the taste of a poison in paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that's a toxic? And I love what you do, don't you know that's a toxic?
Oh, that was pretty fun. I wasn't sure what to do with part of it, and I kind of messed it up a little bit. But that's okay, because I still had fun. And remember, that's one of the most important parts. Because, you got to remember, drums are hard, music is hard. So be kind to yourself, go practice, have fun, and then come back on Friday to see my progress on those parts I was having trouble with, and for more Drumeo stuff.